The first semi-final of this World Cup is here, and I am going to say something that is going to upset a lot of people before I even finish this sentence. Spain has already beaten France twice in a row on the two biggest stages football has to offer, and today they get a chance to make it three. Euro 2024 semi-final, gone. Nations League semi-final 2025, gone. And now, a 19-year-old kid who has already sent both of those French teams home is standing in the tunnel again, asking the exact same question. Who is actually afraid of who? Today's match is at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Arlington, Texas, and the winner walks straight into the World Cup final 5 days from now. Sit down, because this preview is going to get loud. Here is something that sounds impossible until you check it yourself. France and Spain, two of the biggest footballing nations on the planet, have only ever met one single time in the entire history of the World Cup. One time. It happened back in 2006 in the round of 16, and Zinedine Zidane inspired France to a 3-1 win. That is it. That is the entire World Cup history between these two countries before today. Everything else, every scar, every heartbreak, that has all happened somewhere else. In the Euros, in the Nations League, and it has all gone Spain's way recently. Today changes that history forever one way or another. Think about what is actually on the line here. France are chasing a third consecutive World Cup final appearance, something almost no European nation has ever managed to do. Spain have not been back to a World Cup final since they lifted the actual trophy in 2010. Two completely different hungers walking into the same stadium tonight, and only one of them gets fed. And here is where it gets spicy, because Didier Deschamps himself, the manager of France, stood in front of every camera at this World Cup and said the words, "I can confirm Spain are the favorites." Let that sink in. He did not stop there either. He said, "We know them very well. They are the European champions." He said, "People have said that we are the favorites to win the tournament, but Spain are the favorite." Then he said something even sharper, that puts more pressure on them. It is a great team with many strengths. The manager of France is out here trying to load all the pressure onto Spain's shoulders before a ball has even been kicked. And he backed it up with the numbers too, pointing out that Spain know how to attack and defend very well, conceding only one goal in 7 matches, and that it could be a spectacular game featuring two teams with great attacking quality. On top of that, Deschamps had one more headline to drop. Kylian Mbappé, who looked banged up in the last round, is, according to his own manager, 100% ready and fit. So France is not walking into this with excuses. They are walking in fully loaded. Now let's talk about the storyline that has taken over social media for the last 3 days. Lamine Yamal knocked France out of the Euros as a teenager, and now, standing in their way of a World Cup final again, he said the 12 words that are going to be replayed 1,000 times before kickoff. If anyone should be afraid, it should be them. A reporter actually pushed back on him and asked about the possibility of France playing 3 straight World Cup finals in a row, and Yamal did not blink. He said, "They will either play 3 World Cup finals in a row, or we will beat them 3 times in a row. 3 times. Back to back to back. That is not a prediction, that is a threat." And he kept going in press conference after press conference. "I am ready for the challenge. This is the most important match I have ever played in my career so far. No doubt. But no fear. Tomorrow's match is the biggest of my career. It is the most important one. Of course we see ourselves as world champions. Just like we did in 2010. Why not? We can surely make it happen. Yes." People have been saying Yamal has not been at his absolute best this tournament, and instead of hiding from that criticism, he threw it right back in everyone's face. Everyone is saying that I am not at my best level. So I guess you do not expect anything from me tomorrow. Correct, right? And then, almost like a warning shot, he added, "I already know that tomorrow will be a special day for me." Even when reporters tried to twist his earlier comments into some kind of disrespect toward France, he shut it down calmly. "People misunderstood my comments about France. I simply said, we are not afraid. It is football. There is no pressure. I play the way I know how. I will never play better or worse than I know. And when you give everything you have got and people know it, then you do not feel the pressure. Goals do not worry me, but scoring in matches like these is always special. I accept the challenge. That is why I am here." He even joked about his own fame, saying it is amazing that football lets people recognize me even in places like Chattanooga. I will never forget where I come from, and that his own little brother does not even realize how famous he has become because he acts exactly the same as he does at home. But make no mistake, underneath the jokes, there was a serious edge too. He said there are tougher things in life than a football match. I am calm, and I know what I am capable of. And then, almost casually, like it was already decided, he said, I will gift myself a win tomorrow and a trip to New York. The only thing that matters is winning, but I hope I can score again tomorrow. And when a reporter tried to get him to talk trash about the 3 Ballon d'Or contenders he is about to face, Mbappé, Dembélé, and Olise, Yamal flipped the question into a masterclass instead. He said, I really like all 3. I have shared dressing rooms with Ousmane, so I think I will take from him the ability to play with both feet and his speed. From Mbappé, I will take his great ability to score goals. I think that is crucial, and it is his key strength. And as for Olise, I see him as the player most similar to me in terms of how he builds and creates plays. He is a player I really like. A 19-year-old just calmly scouted France's entire attacking line while getting ready to play against all 3 of them on the same night. It is not just Yamal running his mouth. Thierry Henry, a legend of French football himself, could not stop talking about this kid before the tournament even started. He said, you know what amazes me about Lamine? I remember in the semifinal against France, on a counterattack, already winning 2-1, he had the chance to keep attacking, but no. At 17 years old, he had the intelligence to slow the game down, to control the pace, because that is what was best for the team. Henry even said he wanted to see Yamal at his absolute peak at this World Cup, even if it hurts his own country France. And on the other side, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, working as a pundit on Fox, looked at France's front 4 and said this France team is going to destroy you, and it feels like they are not even giving 100%. But in the very same breath, he turned around and warned everyone, you know what Spain can do. 2 legends, 2 completely different warnings, both of them terrified of getting this prediction wrong. France steamrolled through this bracket with more ease than anyone else left in the tournament. A 3-0 breeze against Sweden that could have been even more if the woodwork was not working overtime. A tougher fight against Paraguay in the round of 16, settled by a Mbappé penalty. And then a 2-0 win over Morocco in the quarterfinal, where France barely got touched. A Morocco team that lost their star forward to injury and never really laid a glove on them. France have not conceded a single goal in the entire knockout stage. Spain's road has been the complete opposite story, built on grinding, suffocating football. A goalless draw against Cape Verde, and their inspired keeper Vozinha to open the tournament. Wins over Saudi Arabia 4-0, and Uruguay 1-0 to top the group. A comfortable 3-0 win over Austria. And then 2 knockout stage nail-biters, a 1-0 win over Portugal in the round of 16, and a 2-1 win over Belgium in the quarterfinal, both of them decided by late goals from substitute Mikel Merino, coming off the bench like an assassin. France have scored 16 goals this tournament, the most of any team remaining, led by Mbappe's 8, tied for the tournament high. But do not sleep on Michael Olise, who has more assists than any player left in this competition, and has attempted more through balls than every single player at this World Cup, except Lionel Messi himself. Add in Ousmane Dembélé, the reigning World Footballer of the Year, and Desire Doué, who scored twice in a Champions League final. And you have got a front 4 that can beat you in every single way a football match can be lost. Spain, on the other hand, have conceded exactly 1 single goal across their entire tournament. 1 goal. They are averaging 65.8% possession, the highest of any team left standing, built around Rodri controlling the tempo in midfield like he never suffered a season-ending ACL injury at all. Their fullbacks push high, their wingers get fed, and Yamal, even though he has not exploded with goals yet this tournament, keeps simmering, waiting for the exact moment to detonate. And remember, this is not the first time these teams have collided recently either. Last year, Spain beat France 5-4 in an absolutely exhilarating Nations League semifinal, where Spain led 4-0 before France nearly dragged the whole thing back from the dead. 11 months before that, in the actual Euro 2024 semifinal, Spain came from behind to win 2-1 and marched on to lift the trophy. France's only recent bragging rights in this fixture came in a Nations League final back in 2020-21, a 2-1 win, and a European Championship final win all the way back in 1984. Spain plays in white tonight, France plays in blue, and by the final whistle, one of those colors is going to be celebrating on the way to a World Cup final, while the other one goes home. So here is where we land. France's attack has the individual firepower to beat literally any system in world football right now. Spain's collective machine has suffocated every single opponent put in front of it and conceded 1 goal in an entire tournament. Something has to give tonight in Texas. Either Yamal's fearless mouth gets backed up for a 3rd time in a row against this exact opponent, or France's front 4 finally makes him regret every single word he said this week. The winner of this match goes straight to MetLife Stadium, outside New York City, on July 19th to play either England or Argentina for the World Cup itself. The loser goes home and has to watch someone else lift the trophy. There is no in-between tonight, no consolation prize, nothing soft about what happens in the next 90 minutes. So tell me right now before kickoff, do you believe Yamal when he says France should be the ones who are afraid? Or do you think Mbappe, Dembele, and Olise are about to give this kid the loudest reality check of his career? Drop your score prediction in the comments right now, because after the final whistle tonight, I am coming back with a reaction, and I want to see who actually called it before it happened.